Hello dear students, welcome back to my channel, and our today's topic for the class is Julius Caesar. We will first start with the background, or rather you say a bit of history about Julius Caesar, so that it becomes easy for us to learn ahead. Then we will jump into Act 1, Scene 1. So without wasting any time, let's begin. Now, talking about the historical background of the story Julius Caesar, the main character over here is Julius Caesar himself. Although he is the hero of the story, rather you can say the most tragic incident happened with him. He is the only one after whom the story is named. The title of the story says Julius Caesar, but he has been seen appearing only thrice in the story. Okay, we will see where he appears in the full drama. But before that, I would like to let you know that Pompey, Caesar and Crassus was another one of the three triumvirate over there. So Crassus is not included in the story. Pompey and Caesar is mostly about being spoken over here in the story over here. Pompey was a military general. He was rather called Pompey the Great after Alexander the Great because of his powerful military, you can say he was a powerful military man, he was a military acumen, you can say. And Caesar on the other hand was also a powerful military general. Around 48 BC, or that some time, Pompey gets married to Caesar's daughter Julia. Okay, so Pompey marries Caesar's daughter Julia, so which means that they were not enemy first. They rather were friends and later changed into relatives. Now we have also studied in history that Raja Maharaja used to marry other princes so that in order to occupy provinces and occupy space. The same case was happening over there during that time. But after their marriage, very soon after, Caesar's daughter, that is Pompey's wife, dies during childbirth at around you can say 54 BC. Okay, so the story is all set up during that time from 54 BC to 45 BC. During that time the story is set. So when Pompey's wife, rather Caesar's daughter Julia, dies, then there is no more a friendly relation anymore there with themselves. Okay, the relationship is succumbed that time. Next, what happens is, then there is a fight. They both start fighting. At first, Pompey defeats Caesar. Okay, but soon after, Caesar defeats Pompey in 48 BC. And after that, in 45 BC, it can be seen that Caesar is defeating Pompey's son. So, and then he declares himself as the dictator, rather you can say. And in Ides of March, which we will be learning in around 44 BC. Okay, in 45 BC, Caesar defeats Pompey's son, and in 44 BC, around that time in Ides of March, that is 15th of March, Caesar dies. Caesar is killed, or rather you can say assassinated. Okay, so over here our first act starts with Caesar's winning over the Pompey's blood. So this was a bit of the background, a history of the story, what we are going to start now. Now, the beginning starts with Caesar coming back victorious after winning over Pompey's blood. But there are tribunes everywhere. Tribunes are the military generals, officials who are there to look after the general welfare or to maintain peace in the area. So the tribunes stop the people from rejoicing, which shows that the tribunes are not in favor of Caesar's winning over Pompey's blood. Okay, so let's move ahead to the story, to the drama. The book I will be using is from Morning Star by Xavier Pinto. If you all are having this book, so please open your book so that it becomes easy to refer. So let's begin with the story. it all says there are some of the tribunes over here. I said before they are called tribunes. You are going to use this word many a times in your answer because it is the keyword over here for Flavius and Marulus. Now, Marulus, in many books you can find Merulus. It's okay, both are the same person. So over here we see enter Flavius, Marulus and certain citizens. So the first one over here to speak is Flavius, one of the tribune. What does he say? Hence home, you idle creatures, get you home. Hence home over here means get back home. Okay, so get away, you idle creatures. Why idle creatures, and who are the idle creatures? Idle creatures are the common people, or the citizens of Rome over there. Why idle? Because they are roaming about in the streets. Get you home. Is this a holiday? What? Know you not, being mechanical, you ought not walk upon a laboring day without the sign of your profession. So he says that over here Flavius is, rather this is a very political scene, and Flavius and Marulus are in the charge of keeping political stability, rather to maintain peace in the city. So Flavius over here says the common people, to citizens here, he's telling to them that get back home. Why are you roaming about on a mechanical day, on a working day? Over here he says, is this a holiday? Kya ye holiday hai? What, know you not? You don't know? Being mechanical means being working. Being mechanical over here means being working. You ought not work means you should not work upon a laboring day. This is a working day, this is not a holiday, so you should not work on a laboring day without the sign of your profession. Means you are not carrying any tools. Whether you are a carpenter, whether you are a cobbler, you are not carrying any tools. So sign of a profession means what? It means that they are not carrying any tools of their profession, which will make the others identify what is their profession. उन लोग कोई सामान कैरी नहीं कर रहा था, उन लोग किस profession से belong करते हैं. Speak, what trade art thou? Then he asks one of the citizen over there, say, what is your trade? What is the work you are doing? First citizen, why sir, a carpenter. So the first citizen over here speaks that, why? I am a carpenter. Then Marulus asks him, where is thy leather apron and thy rule? Rule is the ruler that the carpenter uses. Thy means your. Where is your ruler and where is your leather apron? What dost thou with thy best apparel on? Best apparel on means best dress on. You are wearing your good dresses. You are wearing your best clothes. What are you doing here? What dost thou means what are you doing here with your best apparel on? Now he moves on to the another one and asks, what you sir, what trade art you? So what is your trade? The second citizen is being asked. The second citizen over here replied, truly sir, in respect of a fine workman, I am but, as you would say, a cobbler. So this second citizen compares himself with a good workman, with a fine workman, and he says that he is but a cobbler. Okay, in respect of a fine workman, he is a cobbler. Marulus, but what trade art thou? But what is your trade? Over here, you see, when he says cobbler over here, it is an ironical, it is a pun he is using over here, meaning mender of shoes or a bungler. Okay, now but what are you? Merely what you are doing. Merely means I am just a cobbler, he says. But Marulus again asks, answer me directly. Means give me a direct answer. Do not play with me around, do not fool me around. Second citizen again, a trade sir that I hope may use with a safe conscience, which is indeed sir a mender of bad souls. Now this word souls is again a pun or the ironical one over here. Souls can be souls, mending of souls of the bad shoes, or mending human souls. Okay, so he says that a trade which I can use without any guilt, means a safe conscience, means without feeling any guilty. I do not do any crime. I am not doing any irrespectful work. I am just indeed a mender of bad souls. And this SOLES, souls, is an ironical word which states two meaning. One is mender of bad souls of shoes and the other is human souls. Okay. Now turning on to the next page. Again, what trade thou knave, thou naughty knave, what trade? So he again says, you bad person, you good for nothing. What trade are you doing? Okay. Why are you telling like this? Just say me directly. What is your trade? Kya kaam karte ho yaar? Batao. The second citizen, nay, I beseech you, sir, be not out with me, yet if you be out, sir, I can mend you. So see, again, this one is a ironical sentence. He is saying that, please, sir, I am requesting you, do not be out with me. Matlab, do not be angry with me. मेरे से गुस्सा मत होइए, sir. Do not be angry with me. But if you be out with me, means if you wear your shoes out, then obviously if it goes wrong, I can mend you. Okay, so he is saying that do not be angry with me. See, not be out with me, he uses you should not be out with me. मेरे गुस्सा मत होइए. लेकिन if you are angry with me, then I can, if you are angry with me and if you are moving out, means if you are walking through the streets, obviously I'll mend your shoes if it goes bad. Okay, so it is also a ironical sentence, a pun used over here. Now next Marula says is what? What meanest thou by that? Mend me, thou saucy fellow. So the mend over here is a pun which is used for mend your shoes, or rather mend one's character, to improve one's character. So Marulus over here said, what meanest thou by that? Means what do you wanted to say by that? Mend me, you wanted to mend me out. Okay. Thou saucy fellow means thou disrespectful person, you disrespectful one, you want to mend me. Okay, but actually the second the citizen was talking about mending the shoes. Okay. Second citizen, why sir, cobble you? Cobble means what? Cobble are actually small stones, small round stones. They are being used for making roads. So he says, why sir, cobble you? Cobble means I'll mend it close to you, cobble your shoes. Thou art a cobbler, art thou? Second citizen, truly sir, all that I live is with my awl. Awl is the tool which they use to make holes. Okay, they used to make holes. So it is used in making holes by the cobbler. In any leather belt, in shoes, they make holes with it all. So he says, truly sir, all I that live by is with this awl. I meddle with no tradesman matters, nor woman's matters, but withal I am indeed, sir, a surgeon to old shoes. So he's saying that I do not interfere in any other tradesman's matter. I do not interfere in any other woman's matter, but what I live with is this my tool, that is an awl, and is what I am the surgeon of old shoes. जो पुराना जूता हो जाता है, खराब हो जाता है, I mend them out. I'm just the surgeon of old shoes. When they are in great danger, I recover them. Means when the shoes are in great danger, I mend them out in a perfect way and make them again ready to be used. As proper men as ever trod upon neat's leather have gone upon my handiwork. So he says that any gentleman, as proper men or any gentleman in this city of Rome has walked over, trod means walked upon, neat's leather is the cow's leather, then that piece of work has gone through my hand. That is my piece of handwork. Any gentleman walking with the neat's leather on, means the cow's leather on, it had been mended, it had been walked upon by me. Flavius, but wherefore art not thou in shop today? But wherefore art not? But why are you not in your shop today? Why dost thou lead this men about the street? Why are you leading this people about the street? Now this portion over here shows that Flavius and Marulus, they both are not totally happy with the fact that Caesar is coming victorious. He opposes the citizens for celebrating the victory of Caesar, which shows This is the main political, they are more worried about the political stability being disturbed by this. Okay, so they are not happy. The tribunes, Marulus and Flavius, they're not at all happy with the way the people are celebrating. Now, but wherefore art not thou in a shop? We pad chuke. Second, truly, sir, to wear them out. So when Flavius asks, then why are you leading these people in the street out? Why not in your shop? Then the second citizen truly answers, say, truly, sir, if I bring them out, if they walk out, then their shoes will get worn out and I'll get the job, I'll get the work, I will earn, I'll get more work. Truly, sir, to wear out their shoes to get myself into more work. But indeed, sir, we make holiday to see Caesar and to rejoice in his triumph. So he says that of course, yes, because we are out, I'm leading these people, as you say, because so that they walk out and their shoes get worn out, then so that I can get more work. But truly speaking, we are out over here and we are celebrating a holiday in honor of Caesar's return after the triumph. We are here to see Caesar. Marulus then over here shows the vengeance they have in themselves. Okay, means they're not at all happy with it. Marulus, wherefore rejoice? What conquest brings you home? Very important part. What tributaries follow him to Rome? Why are you rejoicing? For what? Wherefore rejoice? What conquest? क्या ला क्या रहा है वो conquest में? What conquest is it bringing? What tributaries follow him to Rome? Tributaries are those people at that time when those who got defeated, they had to give a lot sum of money, and the defeaters were made slaves. So he's saying that what tributaries? How much money is he bringing in? Okay, how much the conquest that they have made? What is bringing? What tributaries is he bringing to Rome? To grace in captive bonds his chariot wheels, means where are the prisoners? What prisoners is he tying them up in his chariot wheels? Okay, over here he is saying that after winning, every time हम लोग भी पढ़े हैं कि जब भी कोई राजा जीत जाता है, whenever a king wants over any other kingdom, then the people are brought captive with it. They captivated, then they had to pay a huge sum of money, their land have to be paid. So over here Marulus says that what land is he bringing, what money is he bringing, and to grace in captive bonds means the prisoners whom he had tied in chains with his chariot, okay, of the conqueror. What? You block, you stones, you worse than senseless things, means you block, you stones are being referred to the citizens, of Rome. He is saying that you heartless people. Block is the heartless people. You stones means you are senseless, without, and you are a non-living things. Okay, you worse than senseless things means you are even worse than a senseless object. Knew you not, oh you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome, knew you not Pompey? Many a time and oft have you climbed up to walls and battlements, to towers and windows, ye to chimney tops, your infants in your arms, and there have sat the lifelong day with patient expectation to see great Pompey pass the street of Rome. So over here what Flavius and Marulus does is try to make the people just remember the time when Pompey has won over some places, when Pompey is bringing the tributes, Pompey is bringing home the conquest. How did these people behave? They're saying that when Pompey was कल जब Pompey जीत के आया था, then you all did such things. Now you are again, when Pompey was coming, what you did? Knew you not Pompey? Don't you know Pompey? Many a times and oft means many a times and often it has happened that you have climbed up the wall. Battlements are what are short walls, you can say, which are, you can say, or rather the roof type done. Okay, short walls or roof type. So walls and battle towers and windows, even climbed there, and from there you used to see Pompey pass by. How? Eat to chimney tops, also on the chimney tops with infant in your arms. Rather you'd endanger your infant, you'd carry your infant and you sat on the towers, on the rooftops and everywhere for all day long in order to see Pompey pass by the way. The livelong day with patient expectation. With great expectation, patiently you waited to see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And when you saw his chariot appear, have you not made an universal shout? Means have you all together not made an universal shout that Tiber trembled underneath her banks? So this shows the way people were in favor of Pompey before. How they loved Pompey. They're saying that when Pompey returned with the conquest, you all went over to the rooftops, to the windows, to the battlements, over the walls, even carried your infants and sat over there for a livelong day, with a great expectation in wanting to see who Pompey. And when you saw him come, you all made a great shout altogether, universal shout, which made even the river Tiber tremble underneath. Means the echo of their sound, the way they all shouted, all the citizens shouted together for Pompey, the river Tiber trembled underneath. Means the echo even shook the river Tiber. To hear the replication of your sound means the echo. On hearing the echo of your sound, the river Tiber trembled underneath. Made in her concave shores means in the hollow banks of the river. And do you now put on your best attire, and do you now call out a holiday, and you now strew flowers in his way that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? So this is what the change of heart has taken place in the people of Rome. Marullus and Flavius is making them aware of the clear picture of the scene. He is wanting to tell them that what type of changes have happened in them. How have they become such hard-hearted people? But once these people who had rejoiced for Pompey's conquest, Pompey returning from conquest, and now they are rejoicing because Caesar is returning victorious from Pompey's blood. And what is Pompey's blood? After killing Pompey's son, Caesar is returning after defeating Pompey's son, and these people are the same people are now rejoicing on that whom they once praised so much, whom they once loved so much, Pompey, and now they are just disgracing, showing their disgrace toward that person and loving Julius Caesar. So this is showing the human beings, the citizens have changed their minds. Their minds can easily be brainwashed. Okay, and come in triumph over Pompey's blood means the sons of Pompey. Run to your houses, begun. Run to your houses, fall on your knees, pray to the gods to intermit the plague that needs must light on this ingratitude. So now be gone, go out from here immediately. Run to your home, fall on your knees and beg in front of the God to delay the plague if it would come, for the sins you are doing now. Because of the sin you are doing now. So that needs much light means that will inevitably come, the plague which would inevitably come because of the insincere deeds the citizens are doing. So Marullus and Flavius are totally against Caesar's winning over Pompey's blood. They are not at all happy, and they are even pointing out to the citizen that how they have rejoiced in the past when Pompey brought conquest, and the same people are now rejoicing over Caesar who have defeated Pompey's son, who has killed Pompey and his son. Okay, so they are rejoicing over whom? Over the murderer of the same person whom they loved once, liked once. Clear? So this is all the setting of the scene, which is, you can say, the main political instability is being starting from here. Now Flavius again says, go, good countrymen, and for this fault assemble all the poor men of your sort, Draw them to the Tiber banks and weep your tears into the channel till the lowest stream do kiss the most exalted shores of all. So Flavius over here says, go, you good countrymen, tum log अच्छे इंसान हो, go, get back. And for this fault which you have done, rejoicing over the murderer of Pompey's blood, you are rejoicing over his victory. Assemble poor men of your sort, means of all of your class. They are all working people over here. He says assemble all people of your class. And what to do? How to ask for forgiveness? Go to the bank, draw them to the Tiber bank and start weeping, start crying until your teardrops reach the beneath of the river Tiber, and draw the water channel up. Draw them to the Tiber banks and weep your tears, means cry and cry until the lowest water of the Tiber comes up and into the channel to the lowest stream. Do kiss the most exalted shores, means the lowest stream, means the lowest layer of water climbs up to the highest level. जब तक पानी उतना बढ़ नहीं जाता तब तक you all grow and cry. Go over there and start weeping for the sin you have done. Okay, now all citizens over here are been moved out of the scene. They have been all भगा दिया गया उन लोगों को सबको. See whether their basest metal be not moved, they vanish tongue-tied in their guiltiness. So over here now Flavius is talking to Marulus. Obviously he says that देखो, see how their basest metal, means their spirits, their humble spirits have moved. We have been able to move their humble spirits. How did he say that? Because they moved tongue-tied. Over here he said tongue-tied, means उन लोग चुपचाप चला गया because they understood what we were trying to say. Okay, they understood their guilt, so they moved away tongue-tied. Go down, go you down that way towards the capital. This way I disrobe the images. Whose image? Image of Caesar's, which have been decorated. So they will start disrobing, means drawing out, pulling out every decorations from the images. So he says to excuse me, says to Marulus that you go that side, go down that way towards the capital, and I go this side. Okay, to disrobe the images, means all the statues of Caesar which have been decorated with wreaths and flowers, we will just disrobe them. If you do find them decked with ceremonies, if you find them decorated, then obviously you will disrobe them. Marulus over here questions, may we do so? You know it is the feast of Lupercal. So now this Lupercal is a very important feast. It is around the month of February. Lupercal festival is done during the Rome. It is, you can say, about to honor the god of Lupercal. It is a type of a feast day over there where everybody offers flocks, food to the god. So Marulus is saying that shall we have to do that? Because it is a feast of Lupercal, and in the feast everything is decorated only. Feast है, मतलब occasion है तो decorations तो रहेगा ही. It is not only because of Caesar's winning back, but also Lupercal fest is there. तो हो सकता है it is made of decorated for that. Flavius, it is no matter. It does not matter. But this shows that Flavius is quite angry, very much angry. His vengeful attitude in himself. Okay, let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. So there must be no images where they hung, where the Caesar's image have been decorated, hung with Caesar's trophies, means all the decorations placed on Caesar's statues must be brought down. I will about and drive away the vulgar from the streets. The vulgar is the common people, the citizens. Again, they are so saying the, before they said this, that sort of people of your class, means all people of your class. So in the again they are saying, and drive away those common people from the street. So do you too. Tum bhi aise karna. You do the same thing. Where you perceive them thick, means wherever you see them in a crowd. Thick means jahan bhi ekjut milega. Wherever you see them thick, these growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing. So if we do not and these growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wings will make him fly an ordinary pitch. Who else would soar above the view of men and keep us all in servile fearfulness. So this part is very important, very important. Over here, Flavius point out the main reason which shows that Caesar is an ambitious person. This part over here says that Caesar is an ambitious person. He says that wherever you find the common people to be in thick, means in group, just go and drive them out. If you do not drive them out today, so they are the one who will provide encouragement to the Caesar. Caesar will get enthusiastic. These growing feathers means they are the one who are growing and helping Caesar to grow up in high in status. If not plucked from Caesar's wing, if these are not plucked out, will make him fly an ordinary pitch. Okay, if they are not plucked. If they are plucked is good, and if they are plucked, then Caesar will stay in the ordinary pitch, means in the ordinary height. He will not go to the rise. He will not go to rise high above us. If they are plucked, these growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make him fly a ordinary pitch, means he will stay in a level. वो अपना level में रहेगा. Who else otherwise would soar above the view of men? नहीं तो इतना ऊंचा चल जाएगा, we won't be able to catch him down or bring it down. हमारे सोच से बाहर चल जाएगा. He will go out of our view and keep us, और हम लोग को हमेशा डर बना रहेगा. What type of fear? Fear of being dominated by a tyrannical power. Okay, survive fearfulness means if this person goes out of our view, if he goes high up just like a falcon, if he flies high like a falcon, then he will treat us like slaves. We have to live a life under this tyrannical rule as slaves. So in order to keep Caesar in control, and so that everything, all the political stability is maintained, we have to bring Caesar down and keep in a normal height, means in his determination, his ambitious attitude must be controlled, must be curbed down. Otherwise he will rise high and high and just stamp us below his feet. Okay, so this scene exams over here, and if you want notes regarding this scene, you can get everything. Just pin me out, and in the comments you can say for offline classes or for online classes, everything is available. And we will go to the next act, not in this scene today now, but again someday later on. I hope you have understood everything. The exercise is the chapter, the act 1 scene 1 is clear to you. So as of now, tata, bye bye, let's see you again.